Good morning, Remnant family. This is a video out of obedience to the shepherd and to the glory of our King. He isn't running for king, he is king. And we need to put out testimonies to let people know that he's the king. And if we obey, if we listen, he comes through because he cares about us. I'm astounded by that. So here goes. Just recently, I was in a very bad situation. I had bought a piece of property. I'll do a video on that because that whole story is astounding. I had bought a piece of property and the owner was still there with a huge number of very large dogs and pigs and some other stuff and wouldn't vacate the property. And so I went over to cut the grass, and the grass hadn't been cut in months. So I took a tractor and a trailer over there, and there was nobody home, so I was just going to cut the grass. A couple of minutes after I got there, the previous owner pulls up, doesn't say anything to me, doesn't get out of the car, nothing. A few minutes later, another car shows up, and it's their attorney. And comes out of the car and proceeds to shout at me and threaten me. Get off. You can't be here. I said, I own it. He said, I'm calling the cops on you. I'm like, okay, please go ahead. Then proceeds to start citing me with all of these different legal terms that I have absolutely zero knowledge on. Letting me know that what I was doing was illegal, what I was doing was going to get me in big trouble, that they were going to take it to the full extent of the law, and that they were staying for months, and that this was going to be a matter that didn't go to a regular court. It was going to go to superior court because of other people living on the land. And the police came. I told them that I owned it, and they said that they couldn't get involved because it was a civil matter, not a criminal matter. They had told me to post no trespassing signs, to which I had done that, and all the no trespassing signs were down. So here I was in a position of being ordered off this property, being threatened with superior court, being threatened with not being able to take ownership of something that I was completely liable for. Here there's all these animals, all these big dogs, all the ongoings of this property, and I'm liable. If a dog bites somebody, I'm liable. If somebody trips on the property, I'm liable. If anything happened, even to the person that was there, staying there, I would be the one that was liable. And again, the police said that they couldn't do anything. So I had called my attorney, and they said, for right now, you're going to have to leave until we can go further with this. I'm like, all right, okay, doesn't make sense to me because I own it, but okay, I'll leave. So the bottom line is that they said this is going to have to go through the court system. It's going to be tens of thousands of dollars. I don't have that. I don't. And all I really wanted to do was cut the grass. So I was like, all right, King, I'm stuck. They're not leaving for months. They said they're not leaving for months. The attorneys are fighting. They're racking up attorney money that I can't afford, and this whole thing is ugly, and I don't know what to do. So here's the part where you just obey and you don't question. And I'm going to say something here that's important because I have a lot of children, and for me, there's many times I'll say duck or stop or don't move. And what I've tried to teach my kids, not always really good at it, but that they need to obey without saying why, or you have to explain it to me first, or I'm not doing that until you tell me why. And for me, that's really important, because usually right after you obey, then you get understanding as to why you did what you did. You see the car, or you see the ball that was going to hit you in the head, or you see something else, but you get the understanding. Peter made it sound like I was spiritual and had this great insight. I was in trouble and just needed help. So I did the things that I know that are right to do and was just obedient. I anointed myself with oil. I put on the full armor. I said, no weapon formed against me will prosper. And I snuck onto that property. I snuck onto my own property. And I was afraid. I really was. I'm not kidding. I was afraid. So I anointed the door with oil. And in Scripture, places that were dedicated, they always built an altar. So I found some stones, and it's like, all right, I'm going to build an altar. I dedicate this entire piece of property to him and his purposes and what he wants to do here. So I poured the oil over my altar, and I put on my head covering, and unlike Peter, who can do it really amazing, I blew that shofar. And my reason for it wasn't with this great understanding, or I know what I'm doing, or it was just obedience. Saying, Father, I'm here. I feel really little, and I need help. I'm calling out to you. I am blowing on the shofar, saying, please, hear my voice and help me. And I left. And I got a call from the other attorney saying, we're going to try and leave, but it's still going to be months. Then it's going to be a week. And instead, they said, can we pick up our garbage cans? We're leaving now. Praise God. They left. They just up and left. And so I could do nothing. The police couldn't do anything. My attorney could do something, but it was going to take months and tens of thousands of dollars. But my King, who has all of it, who owns all of it anyway, who hears us when we cry out to him, said enough is enough. And he championed me. And they were gone. And I don't know what's all going to happen with that property. But I do know that I serve an awesome, hearing, loving Father. But he's King. And what he says goes. And so we don't have to pray these, dear Father in heaven, thou. We need to be real with him. Dad, I'm in trouble here. I need your help. I don't think that the people of old walked around with these wordy prayers. They just talked to him all the time. Hey, I'm lonely. Hey, I'm scared. Hey, I'm in trouble. Hey, I don't know what to do. Father, help. And out of obedience, just out of obedience, do what's right. And don't ask the questions. Just do what's right. And watch him take over. It was astounding. So I hope this blesses you. I hope you don't think that based on what Peter said, that I'm some spiritual giant. I'm not. But I serve the King. And what's so amazing to me is that he likes us. We're dust. We're sinful dust. And yet he wants to be our friend. And that astounds me. The more I think about it, the more I know my own heart. What an awesome, awesome Almighty. Because he likes us. I know he loves us, but he likes us. And he's there for us. So I hope that this helps somebody out there that's going through it, because this isn't over, and I'm in a lot of mess here, but I know who can take care of that mess. God bless you guys. Amen.